Hey, what's up, guys? So I've been saying for a long time on this channel that listening to finance YouTubers is going to cost you tens of hundreds of thousands of dollars over your lifetime because of the amount of money that these guys are going to lose you, because at the end of the day, they really don't know anything. And nothing further proves that than what took place today, in the fact that Paul with Everything Money has literally been saying for years that NVIDIA is overvalued. It's not a good stock to buy. It's too much. I wouldn't buy it unless it went to $75. By the way, it never went to $75. As a matter of fact, all it did was go up and up and up. And if you look today, the thing is sitting at $783, all-time highs, and it's up 16% after a killer earnings report that they posted yesterday, which not only is NVIDIA up huge, but it's basically taking all the other tech stocks up with it. Apple, Amazon, Microsoft, AMD, all these different things. And for those who don't understand, Paul has literally lost a decent amount of his followers money because they listened to him when he said, I would not buy NVIDIA here. NVIDIA's overvalued at 200. NVIDIA's overvalued at 300. NVIDIA's overvalued at 400. And if you don't believe me, I'm not making this stuff up. Just go look at the comments at his latest video where they actually talked about NVIDIA. You see this comment right here from this guy named Trevor Jones. He says, hey, Paul, I bought NVIDIA at $222 and I sold it at $260 because you said it was too overvalued. Mate, now you owe me a beer and I will forgive you. True story. I don't think this guy's lying. I think this guy is telling the truth. And this is the sad situation you see on YouTube. This is why I think my channel is so important. You have people who say, oh, Echoes is a hater and he doesn't like these guys and, your channel, whatever people say. They call me a hater, whatever. It's not that. I'm really trying to tell you guys that these finance YouTubers will screw you, because at the end of the day, Paul has no qualifications to teach finance. It blows my mind that this guy shows up with his fancy little, whatever that thing is, with his little iPad pen, his little fancy television screen with his iPad pen, and he's, going over numbers and writing stuff down as if he actually knows what he's talking about. This is just a guy whose father was really rich. That's it. He's not a finance expert, a stock market expert. He doesn't even have a track record of ever making anybody money. This guy has a track record of losing people money. If you go way back to back when Seth was on the platform, Seth actually came out and admitted that, I forgot what stock it is. I don't know if it was Amazon or Google or whatever, but for the sake of, argument, let's just say it was Amazon. I don't remember. It was one of those stocks. But Seth said that he had Bitcoin and Amazon or something like that, some type of big tech stock way back in like 2019. And Paul told him to sell because those stocks are overvalued and crypto is trash. Bitcoin is trash. Well, guess what? Had Seth held based on the amount of money he had in those investments, Seth would have literally made $1 million. So Paul has a track record of losing people money. And we've talked about this on this channel so many times. Do you know why Paul has a track record of losing people money instead of making people money? Do you guys know why? It's because he doesn't know how to actually make money in stocks, because he doesn't have that background. Paul comes from real estate. Paul comes from this extremely wealthy family where his dad said, here you go, buddy, and gave him several $1 million. If you want more proof that you're not listening to a finance expert on YouTube when you watch Everything Money's channel, you're just listening to a random guy who got money inherited, look no further than the fact that not only did this guy post a video back when NVIDIA was at $130 and he said, it's too overvalued right here, I wouldn't buy it until it gets to $75. Not only did he say that, after NVIDIA continued to kill their earnings every single quarter and go up to $200, $300, I forgot when he shorted it, but let's just go to the chart. He definitely shorted it. I want to say somewhere over here. So if you look at the chart, NVIDIA's at 700, somewhere like $400, $500, he shorted it. I know that for a fact. So the stock is up almost $300 from when he shorted it. Because if you just look at it, NVIDIA was at $500 literally in December of 2023. He definitely shorted it somewhere around that time. Now the thing's at $784. So not only was he dead wrong, you're dealing with somebody who's so arrogant and so stubborn, they refuse to admit that they're wrong. And now they double down with their family's money and they short the stock and got absolutely destroyed. This guy got killed. I don't know what the estimate is. There's this guy named Stone Cold Investors who basically estimated that Paul lost about, I think it was $10 million or something like that. But either way, the estimation is that he lost several $1,000,000 by trying to short probably the greatest company in the world right now. I mean, folks, why would you short a company that accounts for more than 70% of all AI chip sales? NVIDIA accounts for 70% of all AI chip sales in the world. And he shorted that stock. Make it make sense. And it goes, it's just unbelievable how arrogant somebody could be, how you can make this video right here. By the way, for those who don't know, he made this video like 2 years ago. In this video right here, this is when NVIDIA was at $130. He said, it's too overvalued. I'm not buying it here. It's not in my price range. I wouldn't buy it till 75. Because he said this, and because when NVIDIA continued to kill earnings and continued to do well, because he continued to be bearish on it and say, oh, it's too high, I wouldn't buy it, he lost people money. I am sure that there are people, just like this Trevor guy in the comments, who originally held NVIDIA, but because they think that Paul is a good investor, smart, intelligent, better than them at investing, so they listen to him, they lost out on a ton of money. Had you not listened to Paul, at the very least, you would have probably 2 extra money at the very least. Had you not listened to Paul, even if you didn't 2 extra money, maybe you'd get a 50% return. Either way, this is the danger of listening to these financial YouTubers. The guy has been wrong so many times, I don't even know what to say. And I just don't understand how anybody could listen to a channel, let alone buy a software, because these guys sell a software. They sell like a $50 software for people to buy and analyze stocks. Why would you take that from somebody who shorted the greatest company in the world right now? The best company in the world right now. He shorted it and he lost millions of dollars and he had to close his short, which he said in a private live stream to his private viewers. He said in a private live stream, it's not public on YouTube, but I found a video and I made a video about it. He said that he closed the short and he explained that he closed the short because he was shorting a stock, which is basically gambling when you don't know what you're doing. That's gambling. And he lost millions of dollars of money that wasn't even his. That was his family's money. He didn't directly say it, but he was kind of hinting at the fact that his brother was really getting on him because he's like, dude, our dad worked hard to make all this money for us. You were screwing it all over because you were gambling it in NVIDIA. Close the short. You're down millions of dollars. You were wrong. Close the short. And I think this is the ultimate mistake that Paul made. There is more that goes into shorting a stock than just, it's overvalued, let me short it. Like, what's your catalyst? Is your catalyst just, it's overvalued? Because then my response to that would be, you really don't know what you're doing. Because there's so much that goes into it than just your thoughts on how overvalued it is. Sometimes you just kind of got to pay attention to market patterns. And if you look at the pattern of the market, ever since the beginning of this freaking year, we have been in this crazy, I mean, honestly, it started last year, but it's continued to accelerate. The stock market keeps making new all-time highs, not showing any signs of slowing down. Anything that has AI in its name just goes to the friggin' moon. Palantir, NVIDIA, Google, anything that has anything to do with AI goes to the freaking moon. So if you have somewhat of a brain and you can clearly see that all these stocks that are affiliated with AI are going to the moon, why in God's name would you short it? What was your catalyst? That's how I know this guy doesn't know what he's doing. And then you couple that with the fact that every single stock this guy has ever picked, for the most part, except for maybe Intel, has lost money. This guy was bearish on all the big tech stocks, everything. Everything was bearish. Everything he was like, it's overvalued, I'm not buying it. I'm not buying Microsoft, it's overvalued, all-time highs. Oh, I'm not buying Tesla. Well, Tesla's not doing too good, but Microsoft, bad. went to the moon. Google, bad, went to the moon. Apple, bad, went to the moon. Amazon, bad, went to the moon. When has this guy ever been right? I want you to really be honest with yourself. This is really what I want you to do. I want you to go to this video right here where he says my thoughts on NVIDIA stock earnings. I want you to go to the top comments and see what everybody's saying. This guy right here says, James Wu, I have never met a channel that has gotten so many predictions wrong on stocks and avoided stocks that mooned. And I want to be very clear. Is there really necessarily, are you a bad person if you're wrong on stocks? In my opinion, no, not really. But are you a bad person if you're continuously wrong on stocks, but you go on the internet and you play fake stock guru, and then you sell a stock analyzer tool to try and make people think that you know what you're doing and you have this fancy tool that's going to help them make money when you have a legit track record that we have on file that shows that you've done nothing but been wrong about everything and lost people money? Does that make you a bad person? Yes. If you're a regular Joe Schmo on the street, if your barber tells you about a stock and he's wrong, he's not a bad person because he just gave you what he thought it was. He didn't tell you he was a stock expert. He's your barber. He just gave you his opinion. Your barber's not selling a stock analyzer tool and phone calls and courses and Discord private chat rooms where you can get access to the LeBron James of investing knowledge. By the way, let me also remind you, this guy called himself the LeBron James of investing. You're the LeBron James of investing, but you probably lost millions of dollars shorting NVIDIA. When NVIDIA was at $130, you said it was overvalued. Boy, were you wrong. And the last thing I want to say is, are there a lot of stocks that are overvalued right now? Yes. Is NVIDIA probably overvalued at current price? Maybe. But that does not take away from the fact that there is more to trading and investing in stocks, folks, than just doing a DCF model or punching numbers in a stock analyzer tool and saying, oh, it's overvalued. The data, the numbers say it's overvalued, so let me short. That's not how it works. Common sense, if you watch the market, would have told you there is a pattern happening here. We are right now in the AI bubble. When you in the bubble, you don't short unless you really know what you're doing. Look at what happened with the people with AMC. Remember when we had that crazy bubble in 2021? Remember, do you guys remember? Everything Cathie Wood bought went to the absolute freaking moon. Virgin Galactic went up like 300%. Upstart, 400%. BNGO, Nano Dimension, even Matterport went up like 200%. I think that was like a Meet Kevin stock. Tattoo Chef went to the moon. Palantir went to the moon during that time. There were so many just crazy stocks. I mean, it was insane what we were seeing. We were seeing penny stocks go from a penny stock to $15. I will never forget Bio-Nanogenomics, a penny stock. BNGO went from 50 cents to $15. It was crazy what we were seeing. That is why you don't short stocks unless you know what the heck you're doing. And that's what the comments show. Now, let me show this video, okay? I know this has been going on for a long time. I'm just going to play the part where he says that I would not buy it unless it gets to 75. We're just going to play that part, okay? We're just going to play that part. Here we go.
I am fine with that.
Okay. $130.50, the current price.
So we hit the analyze button. Oh boy. 41, 50, and 60. So
this guy is nuts. So his potential buy prices that he thought was fair value for this stock was 40, 50, and $60. And he said, okay, well, I'll buy it for 75. Let's go back and look at NVIDIA's chart. I mean, oh my Lord Jesus. So when NVIDIA was like right over here at 124, 130 per share, this guy told you it's way overvalued. It's not a fair price. I wouldn't buy it unless it goes to $75. Keep in mind, guys, NVIDIA hasn't been at $75 since 2020. Literally, since 2020. And he told you to wait for that. And for everybody who listened to him, you missed out on all of this. All that right there. See that huge parabolic vertical line? You missed out on that if you listen to Paul. This is why you don't listen to these online gurus. Paul doesn't know anything. This is not hate. This is not me being mean. This is just me telling the truth. He's not a stock guru. He's not an expert. He has no track record of ever making money. He's never even shown his portfolio, ever. And all we've ever seen this guy do is be wrong about everything and lose money. He told you don't buy any of the Magnificent Seven stocks. They're all overvalued. They all went to the moon. He's not a good investor. He's a trust fund baby who tries to play fake stock guru on the internet. And unfortunately for the people who follow and listen to him, he has a huge following. Very sad. That'll go ahead and conclude today's video. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.